नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु
नित्यं भागवत सेवया
नित्यं भगवती सेवया
भगवती उत्तम श्लोके
भगवती उत्तम श्लोके
भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी
भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी।
Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 7, verse 19. Yada sharanam atmanam
यदा शरणम् आत्मानं
aikshata srantavajinam
शान्तवादिनं
astram brahma shiro mene
अस्त्रं ब्रह्म शिरो मे
atmatranam tijatmacha
आत्मप्राणं विजात्मज
yada sharanam atmanam
यदा
aikshata srantavajinam
Haribol, don't scroll.
Astram brahma shiro mene
Astram Brahma Shiromene
atmatranam tijatmaja
आत्मप्राणं विजात्मज
yada yes
Yada Sharanam Atmanam
यदा शरणमात्मानं
Aikshatas Srantavajinam Astram Brahma Shiromene
अस्त्रं ब्रह्म शिरो मेने
Atmataranam Dvijatmaja
आत्मप्राणं विजात्मज
Translation and purport by His Divine Grace by Charana Ravinda Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Jai Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Synonyms: yatha, when.
यदा
when
Asharanam, without being alternatively protected.
Asharanam, without being alternatively protected.
Atmanam, his own self.
Atmanam, his own self.
Aikshata, saw.
Aikshata, saw.
Shrantavajinam, the horses being tired.
Srantavajinam, the horses being tired.
Astram, weapon.
Astram, weapon.
Brahmashira, the topmost or ultimate nuclear.
Brahmashira, the topmost or ultimate nuclear.
Mene, applied.
Mene, applied.
Atmatranam, just to save himself.
Atmatranam, just to save himself.
Vijatmacha, the son of a Brahmana.
the son of Brahmana.
Translation, please repeat after me. And the
We didn't hear.
when the son of the Brahmana Ashwatthama saw that,
When the son of the Brahmana Ashwatthama saw that
his horses were tired,
his horses were tired,
he considered that
he considered that
protection outside of his ultimate weapon.
that there was no alternative for protection outside of this ultimate weapon,
The Brahmastra nuclear weapon.
the Brahmastra nuclear weapon.
Purport.
In the ultimate issue only, when there is no alternative, the nuclear weapon called the Brahmastra is applied. The word Dvijatmaja is significant here because Ashwatthama, although the son of Dronacharya, was not exactly a qualified Brahmana. The most intelligent man is called a Brahmana, and it is not a hereditary title. Ashwatthama was also formerly called the Brahma Bandhu or the friend of a Brahmana. Being a friend of a Brahmana does not mean that one is a Brahmana by qualification. A friend or son of a Brahmana, when fully qualified, can
Be called
qualified.
last third line from last.
Okay, a friend or son of a Brahmana, when fully qualified, can be called a Brahmana and not otherwise. Since Ashwatthama's decision is immature, he is purposely called here in the son of a Brahmana.
Hari Om Tat Sat. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangun Langayate Girimet Kripa Tamaham Vande Shri Gurum Dinatarinam Paramananda Madhavam Shri Chaitanyameshwaram Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasaya Bhutale Srimate Jaya Pataka Swamin Iti Namine Namo Acharya Padaya Nitaya Kripa Pradhaine Gaura Kata Dhamadhaya Nagara Grama Tharine Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunyavadhe Vasatya Desata Vine Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadara Sri Bhakti Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Nama Krishna Yadavaya Nama Gopala Govinda Ram Sri Madhusudanam Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangulangai Tegirim Yat Krupa Tamaham Vande Sri Gurum Dinatarinam Paramananda Madhavam Sri Chaitanya Meshwaram Hari Om Tat Sat. So this is a very beautiful words again, indicating that who is Ashwatthama by virtue of his qualifications. Okay, so this first and foremost important point is Atma Tranam Dvijatmaja. So this Dvijatmaja, son of a Brahmana. So he is not addressed as a Brahmana. Why? Because his actions are different than that of a Brahmana. So Prabhupada is also writing this very important point in the purport. The first point is Brahmastra is not an ordinary weapon. It is a nuclear weapon and it can bring about a destruction to the whole universe or planet or a city depending upon the capacity to which it has been applied. Okay, and this particular weapon, the one who learns it is also instructed that he should never ever use it unless otherwise he does not find an alternative to save his life. Otherwise, he should not use it. It should not be used for destroying. It should be used to protect his life. So here Ashwatthama found there is no other alternative way to protect himself because the horse is also tired and he cannot flee without horse because this Arjuna's chariot is much faster than that. So Dvijatmaja, why he is mentioned here? Unless otherwise one acts as a Brahmana with due qualifications, he cannot be called as a Brahmana. Just by birth, he cannot be recognized as a Brahmana. But of course, by getting birth in a Brahmana family, he has more favorable situation to be qualified as Brahmana as his father would teach him. But whether he becomes a Brahmana or not, that his actions will tell. So here Ashwatthama's actions are very clearly told, and in the Bhagavatam scripture it is clearly declared that he is not a Brahmana, he is only son of a Brahmana. He is not accepted as a Brahmana. That is the Vedic literature, because this is called a Lakshanam. The Brahmana Lakshanam should be there. Otherwise, Brahmana's Lakshanam, Kshatriya Lakshanam. Lakshanam means symptom. One must act as a Brahmana. One must act as a Brahma Macha. So, everyone can claim that his father is like that, but that doesn't mean that he has acquired the father's qualification. Once Srila Prabhupada also mentioned that a deceased person is coming to the doctor, and at that time the doctor is not available. So the doctor's wife cannot say, "Don't worry, my son is there. He's doctor's son only. You take treatment from him." So will he accept the treatment from the son, the small boy? No, he cannot. Because doctor's son is not doctor, lawyer's son is not lawyer. Similarly, Brahmana's son is not Brahmana. But anybody can become doctor or lawyer by dint of qualifications, acquired the qualification. So a Brahmana has abundant opportunity in his life. For the doctor and lawyer, you may not get a seat in the college. But for a Brahmana, he has abundant opportunity in his whole life, because his father is a Brahmana and he can learn everything. He can acquire the father's qualification. He is having that opportunity. It is not that he doesn't have a seat to become a Brahmana. So, but he has not accepted that here. And if any father would, claim that my father is such and such big man, and he also wants to be, a father also would like that his son would be like him, or better than him. So from the social point of view, we sometimes give respect. Oh, is it okay? He's the son of such and such person. So he is respected on behalf of his father. Ashwatthama was, otherwise, Ashwatthama would have been killed. Because of that respect only, we will see in the future verses that Draupadi has not killed him literally. I mean, Arjuna has not killed him literally, because Draupadi treated him as a son of Brahmana, so he gave respect because of his father. So we sometimes give respect. That Ashwatthama, he happened to be a great personality. Dronacharya, he was excused from capital punishment. Otherwise, Arjuna decided to kill him actually. He has also promised Draupadi, we have seen 2 words before. But because he was a great man's son, Guru Putra, considering that, okay, he's a Guru Putra, if he dies, then Guru's wife will be very much unhappy. So Draupadi has advised Arjuna. She was very unhappy on account of the death of her own sons. So they considered Ashwatthama's mother should also not undergo the same, unhappiness and pain by losing her son. She is innocent. But on account of the son's death, she would be unhappy naturally. So considering all these points, this Ashwatthama would be excused from the capital punishment that we will see. So, yada asharanam atmanam aikshatha. So he was running on the back of the horse. But when he saw that Arjuna is coming nearer and nearer, he has no other alternative for protection. He has no other alternative for protection. So what happens then? He has learned the nuclear weapon utilization from his father. So Brahmastra is called ultimate weapon or the last weapon. It is something similar to modern nuclear weapon, but more intelligent than what we have. What we have, when you throw, you cannot even estimate what will be the loss. But these nuclear weapons are so sharp that it can just kill a person in the womb of a mother without even killing the mother. What to speak of killing city and universe? And the same weapon can be used to kill the whole universe. So that is the beauty, the tuning of these particular missiles, nuclear missiles, Brahmastra. So by releasing nuclear weapon, there is radiation naturally happens. So similarly, we have got description that when Ashwatthama released this Brahmastra, also there was a big radiation. People were feeling very terrible heat. And then Krishna informed, this heat is due to the Ashwatthama's release of Brahmastra. And Arjuna was advised to counteract it. So now they don't know how to counteract this nuclear weapon. Now, Russia is throwing on Ukraine. Ukraine does not know how to counteract. Similarly, when Ukraine throws, Russia doesn't know how to counteract. Because once missile is launched out of hand, like bullet out of the revolver, they cannot control it. That is the poor development stage of our science and technology. But in those times, 5,000 years ago even, which is not far beyond, and the science were so much developed that they know how to counteract after launching the missile. They can control it in the air before it hits the target. So that is possible. That's a very, very ultimate science. It's a perfect science that they had, which we don't have. Not even 1% of the science we have today. So, now, of course, not everybody knew that. Ashwatthama doesn't know how to counteract, for example, but Arjuna knew that. So those who learned well, they knew that. So I throw one kind of weapon, and if you are expert, you can counteract it. Now they have discovered the nuclear weapon, but they have not yet discovered the counteraction. So fight means I show some expert fighting craft or experiencing. The opposite party must also show something better than that. I throw a fiery weapon, then he will throw a watery weapon to extinguish the fire. So like that, not that I throw fire, I also throw fire. No, that is not the one. So in this way, when one party fails, then he is killed. And if he is killed, the war stops. No more war. This is not individual personal vengeance. So Ashwatthama was thinking of this Brahmastra. Astram Brahma Chiro Mene Atmatranam Dvijatmaja, hopelessly. So he knows that that this what you call ultimate weapon should be used only as a last resort when it does not have an alternative. Point number one. Point number two, unfortunately, Ashwatthama does not know how to take it back. So these things are need to be known. Let's go to the next words. We have an ultimate weapon. 500 years ago we have got. 500 years ago. That is beyond all these particular missiles and nuclear missiles and ultimate weapon. What is that? That ultimate weapon is our spiritual weapon on the spiritual platform. It will establish you on the spiritual realm of utmost happiness, a weapon that can establish you on the happiness platform. Narottam Thakur said the sound vibration, that also sound vibration. Nuclear weapon is also sound vibration. Okay, and this Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. This is also sound vibration. So this sound vibration is not material sound like your nuclear weapon. Krishna is not material sound. It is Krishna. It is spiritual. Abhinatva Nama Namina. Nama Chintamani Krishna. So this particular nuclear missile is called Chintamani. Nama Chintamani. Nama Chintamani. Who's Krishna's? Nama Chintamani Krishna's. Chaitanya Rasa Vigraha. Purna Suddho Nitya Mukto Abhinatva Nama Namina. Abhinatva. There is no difference between Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and his holy name Krishna. There is no difference at all. So this is the weapon that we have. As Krishna is Purna, perfect, complete, Suddha, without any material contamination. Purna Suddho, Nitya, eternal. Purna Suddho, Nitya Mukta. Mukta means not of this material world. Mukti means anything which does not belong to the material world. That is called Mukti. So the holy name, chanting of the holy name, if you act properly without any offense, then you are directly in connection with Krishna. There is no doubt at all. Purna Suddho Nitya Mukto Abhinatva Nama Namina. And Narottam Das Thakura is telling this holy name of Krishna is imported from Goloka Vrindavana. Like Brahmastra is maybe from Brahma, but this particular holy name is from Goloka Vrindavana. It is not material sound. Golekere Premadana Harinama Sankirtana. It is not ordinary sound. It is not ordinary sound. Shabda Samanya Buddhir Harinamni. Don't take it as ordinary. This just like to consider the deity as made of stone, Archa, Vishnu, Shila. To consider Guru as an ordinary person. Similarly, the sound vibration of the holy name as an ordinary material sound. These are all offensive. So without offense, we must vibrate this transcendental sound that is in this Kali Yuga. This is the Astra in the Kali Yuga that you can use. You are entitled, you are empowered, you have been initiated or sheltered, so that when you vibrate the sound, it will have its potency to purify others' heart. It will not kill anybody. It will kill all the bad things, because it is Hari now. Hari means a destroyer of all inauspiciousness. That is the meaning of Hari. So this Hari now will destroy all the inauspicious in anyone who hears the sound vibration of this Hare Krishna, and you are empowered to chant this Hare Krishna mantra. So why not utilize this for others' benefit? Ashwatthama is utilized the nuclear weapon for his self-protection at the cost of others' destruction. Let the whole universe die, let me live. But here there is a sound vibration. It will not only save you, but it will save all others also. So vibrate such, sound which is very transcendental. Don't treat this as ordinary sound. This powerful machine, that is the missile launching. Missile is our body. Yantra Rudani Mayaya. This is the missile launching vehicle. Okay, so from this you launch. The missile sound is your transcendental sound of Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So this is the holy name, the transcendental sound that we need to launch from this particular vehicle of Yantra Rudani Mayaya. So because you are connected to the spiritual master by taking shelter or initiation, this particular vehicle's launching vibration will work. It will work. You can see that practically. So anything you want to add, Shantha Gopi, or can we proceed to the next?
Kindly proceed to the next, Haribol.
Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 7, verse 20. Ato pasprayasya salilam Sandhate tat samahita Achananapi samharam
Ajanamapi
Prana Krishna upasite
Atopasprishya salilam
Krishna salilam
Sandhate tat samahita Achananapi samharam
Ajanan samharam
Prana Krishna upasthite
Prana Krishna upasite Atopas Prishya salilam
Atopasprishya salilam
Sandhate tat samahita
Sandhate tat samahita
Ajnanan api samharam Prana Krishna upasthite
Synonyms. Thus. Upasprishya, touching in sanctity.
Upasprishya, touching in sanctity.
Salilam, water.
Water.
Sandhate, chanted the hymns.
Chanted the hymns.
That. Samahita, being in concentration.
Samahita, being in concentration.
Ajanan, without knowing. Api, although. Samharam, withdrawal. Prana Krishna, life being put in danger.
Prana Krishna, life
in danger.
Upasthite being placed in such a position.
Upasthite
Being placed in such a position.
Translation, please repeat after me. Since his life was in danger,
Since his life was in
His life was in danger.
he touched water in sanctity
he touched
He
water.
touched water in
sanctity
and concentrated upon the chanting of the hymns
and concentrated upon the chanting of the hymns
for throwing nuclear weapons.
For throwing
for
nuclear.
throwing nuclear weapons.
Although he did not know how to withdraw the weapon.
Although he
Did not know how to withdraw such weapons.
Yeah, I think we will add the next verse also that doesn't have a purport, and both put together have one purport. So let us go to the next verse and then come back to this verse again. Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 7, verse 21.
Tata
Pradukshritam Deja
Prachandham Sarvato Disham
Prachandam Sarvato Disham
Pranapadam Aviprekshya
Pranapadam Abhishekshya
Vishnum Jishnur Uvachaha
Vishnum Jishnur
Vrajeshwara.
Tata Pradushkritam Teja
Tata
Pradushkritam Desha
Prachandham Sarvato Disham
Prachandam Sarvato Disham
Pranapadam Aviprekshya
Pranapadam Vipreksha
Vishnum Jishnur Uvachaha
Vishnum Jishnuvachaha
Tata Pradushkritam Teja
Tata Pradushkritam Teja
Prachandam Sarvato Disham
Prachandam
Prachandam Sarvato Disham
Pranapadam Apiprekshya
Pranapadam
Pranapadam Aviprekshya
Vishnum Jishnur Uvachaha
Vishnum Jishnur Uvachaha. Synonyms: Tata, thereafter.
Tata, thereafter. Can you scroll? Can you scroll?
Pradushkritam, disseminated.
Pradushkritam,
disseminated.
Teja, glare.
Teja, glare.
glare.
Prachandam, fierce.
Prachandam, fierce.
Sarvatha, all around.
Sarvata, all around.
Disham, directions.
Disham,
Directions.
Pranapadam, affecting life.
Prana,
Pranapadam,
life.
affecting life.
Abhiprekshya, having observed it.
Apipreksha, having observed it.
Vishnum, unto the Lord.
Vishnu,
unto
unto
the Lord.
Jishnu, Arjuna.
Jishnu
Arjuna.
Uvacha said,
Uvacha,
said,
ha, in the past.
ha, in the past.
in the past.
Translation, please repeat after me. Thereupon a glaring light spread in all directions.
Thereupon
a glaring light spread in all directions.
It was so fierce that Arjuna thought his own life in danger.
It was
So fierce that Arjuna thought his own life in danger.
And so he began to address Lord Sri Krishna.
And so
he began to address Lord Sri Krishna.
So you can see here the difference between two persons who found his own life in danger. When Ashwatthama's life in danger, he ready to destroy the whole universe with his power. When Arjuna found his own life in danger, he surrendered to Krishna. See the beauty. This is the devotee and non-devotee. Okay,
Very
over to
good.
Shantha, Gopi.
Wow. What else to say? Yeah, amazing. Amazing. Ashwatthama became fearful. So when he became fearful, he released the Brahmastra to destroy. Out of fear, he doesn't know how to withdraw it also. But Archana, Vishnu, Jishnu. Vishnu and Jishnu is maintained here. Mentioned Vishnu is Krishna. Jishnu is Arjuna. Vishnu and Jishnu. Krishna, Arjuna. So he actually took shelter of Krishna. Wow. Amazing. Okay. Purport.
The subtle forms of material activities are finer than grosser methods of material manipulation. Such subtle forms of material activities are effected through purification of sound. The same method is adopted here by chanting hymns to act as nuclear weapon.
Tatsat. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalakriya Chakshurvanmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Guruve Namaha Mugam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langayate Girim Kripatam Sri Gurum Dinatarinam Paramananda Madhavam Sri Chaitanya Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Jayapataka Swami Niti Namine Namacharya Padaya Nitai Kripa Pradayane Gaura Kadada Madaya Nagara Gramatarine Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Gauravani Pracharane Nirvisesha Sunyavadi Paschatya Desatharane Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Grandhara Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Very wonderful. So now we see that this person Ashwatthama is so fearful. So when fear comes generally to a person who doesn't have Krishna in his life, or he has Krishna but he has forgotten. So when non-devotees, when they're not devotees, and when they get fear, what do? He is actually he's a Brahmana, son of a Brahmana. Moreover, his father was one of the greatest warriors and teacher for all the Panchapandavas, also for all the Duryodanas, that 100 sons of, Dhritarashtra. But still, Ashwatthama got fear. So, and apart from getting fear, that itself is, Brahmana is not fearful. That is what in the previous purport, Prabhupada has mentioned, that how Dhira means when he understands that, okay, I'm not this body, I'm spirit soul, I'm taking multiple lives, and according to my karma, I have come into this particular type of body. From this particular body, temporarily, I'm performing. Anyway, this body will get destroyed either today or tomorrow or next year or next after 10 years or 100 years. Anyway, one day or other, there is a destruction. Once that get destroyed, I'll be supplied with another. In case if I don't get another proper gross body, there is some subtle bodies like ghosts and goblins. There are many subtle bodies. So some body, there will be a rebirth. And according to my karma, I will be eating, mating, sleeping, defending in that body also. And again, I will be. So a person who knows that actually I'm a spirit soul, I'm not this body, I'm entangled within this body. Just because I have not revoked my original Krishna consciousness or spiritual identity, that is the reason I am considering myself to be non-living thing. Or I am identifying myself with the body which is created by non-living thing, and I'm thinking this to be seriously permanent. This is called illusion. We are all very seriously thinking this life is permanent. Very seriously. Everybody, even we were having very difficulty in preaching Krishna consciousness before some years. But when Corona came, majority of the many people died. So many times we were telling, no, in by old age we will read Bhagavad Gita, in old age we will read Bhagavad Gita. Later we will see, now we have to do this, we have to do that, very important. I have to acquire money, I have to build a house, I have to get a child, I have to buy a car, I have to do this. Okay, nobody is stopping you from doing that. You're watching so many movies. Why can't you watch one movie called Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Some wives are sitting and watching serial every day, 5 hours, 6 hours. Why can't you spend at least half an hour or 1 hour for chanting Hare Krishna? But when we request them, Prabhupada used to say, chant, chant, chant. And the lady replies, can't, can't, can't. The son went to the mother. The mother was about to die. And she said, my son, I'm having pain here. I'm having problem here. I'm having this. I'm having that. That time the son said, mother, please chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Please chant Hare Krishna. Then the mother said, no, I can't even speak and it is so difficult. It is paining and this and that. How can I chant Hare Krishna? She gave 1 hour lecture. The same 1 hour, she is able to open her mouth and talk about her pain, talk about, I cannot chant due to this, due to that. So the reasoning for that, there is so much talk is coming out of the mouth. That same time can be used to chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra. So Prabhupada said, we will say chant, chant, chant. And they'll say can't, can't, can't. So instead of that can't, they can simply say Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. They will be benefited. The people were postponing. But when, as soon as this corona broke out and many people in COVID started dying. Maybe worst time is yet to come. So worst time, every minute is a worst time only. So we should be smart enough. If unannounced, we know that the death is an unannounced exam. If the death is an unannounced exam, we should be prepared unannounced. Every minute, every second, we stay updated. Stay updated. What is it updation? Chant Hare Krishna every day. What Acharya Parampara is giving, that you do. No need to do too much extra without even in a service attitude, considering yourself to be seriously a body. I will die. So for death only. No, actually you're not the body. The death is only for the body. You don't die. You will get another life, another species. That is why in this life, we should be very careful whom we are associating. Sometimes we see children, they're so much into cartoons and things like that. The entire consciousness is filled with animals. It's called animal consciousness. Animal, some cat, some dog, or some Mickey Mouse, some Donald Duck. So continuously somebody watching that, their consciousness will be filled with that particular thing. And the next life is determined based on what your consciousness is filled with. That is already mentioned in Bhagavad Gita. The creator can give the signs. So the fear came to all the people for Corona. Then when some congregation, they announced 18 days you can learn Bhagavad Gita. Only ISKCON can save, nobody else. We see that Prabhupada's followers, they are saving. Immediately, like Parikshit Maharaj, in 7 days he acquired. Bhagavatam, 7 days Bhagavatam. How can 18 days Bhagavad Gita? Anyway, 18 days, 18 chapters. Some announcement was there. The registrations were going very high. Guru Maharaj was always telling, maybe they announced in a week or 10 days and they directly started the session online. And 9,000 people attended in Chennai. Before that, we were going and falling at their feet every day in their doorstep. Nobody came up. So when fear comes, see, this kind is showing that there is an opportunity to think of Krishna. When fear comes, we should immediately think of Krishna. Even if there is no opportunity, you should think of Krishna. Always remember Krishna. Never forget Krishna is the king or father of all the rules and regulations in Krishna consciousness. There are many rules. Like you have to do this, you should not do this. And then there are general principles, like many. Rupa Goswami himself explaining 10 to do, 10 not to do, and 44 additional devotional service, angas of bhakti. 64 in total, so many angas of bhakti. And everything has an intricacy. Other than that, Prahlad Maharaj, Bhakti Vinod Thakur, everybody is recommending 9 processes of devotional service. So in this way, unlimited, but there's a basic principle on top of which everything has to stay. Always remember Krishna. Never forget Krishna is the basement on which you're building the building of Krishna consciousness. When you always have to remember Krishna, okay, I'm conditioned, I'm not able to remember, I'm forgetting in between. At least at the time of fear, you should shout, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Govinda, Gauranga. No? So this holy name practice, Prabhupada is giving us how to handle every situation to make our life successful. But here, Prabhu has given very, very nice one-liner. How beautiful. When a non-devotee, when Ashwatthama, is not a non-devotee, he's envious of Vaishnavas. Even a non-devotee, when he gets an opportunity to be in touch with pure devotee, he will pick it up. But this guy is envious. He's envious. There is kapata, which is disturbing his heart. If there is a kapata, it is disturbing whose heart? Of course, they will disturb by their behavior around the people around. But more than that, they themselves are disturbed because they are doing duplicity, they are doing drama, they are doing diplomacy. All this saralata is missing. Then so much struggle within the heart. How to handle one lie will lead to second lie, to lead the third lie, fourth lie. Then they have to create a building of lies. For Krishna consciousness, we are a little bit here and there doing something. For 100% for Guru and Gauranga, that is different. In order not to hurt other person, we are just adjusting a little bit so that he doesn't get hurt. At the same time, he gets the message. That is different. So here, if you see Ashwatthama, he has been completely more than diplomatic. You can't call this diplomatic. Duryodhana became displeased with this person as a Kshatriya. Duryodhana was diplomatic. Sakuni was diplomatic. This guy is a culprit. He just went and the young sons were sleeping in the night. He just chopped the head of the 5 boys. What nonsensical idea is this? Where from this sprouted? What a nonsense is this? So, heinous people will naturally have fear. And when they get fear, they don't know what they are doing. Prabhu always used to say that one thing which I found also is true, that when somebody is too much overreacting or shouting, they are very insecure. That is why they're doing that. You can understand if somebody is shouting so much, raising their voice, and they're very insecure or they're fearful. Not to hide the fear, they are creating fear, trying to create fear in others. So when you catch them and check it out, then you will know that that guy is really feared inside. So this Ashwatthama, he created a very fearful situation. Even Arjuna feared that he will die. It's a death situation. Because nuclear weapon, not an ordinary weapon. So even now the governments are fighting for nuclear weapons. I have nuclear power. This country is a nuclear power. Other countries will keep quiet and be very careful dealing with the other country because they have nuclear weapon. They will launch the nuclear weapon. But in order to launch it, they have thousands and thousands of scientists, thousands and thousands of engineers, laborers, technicians. Yeah, everybody has to be there. Then there is a command of control where they have to get permission to launch that nuclear weapon. All this. But here you see simply a son of Brahmana, Dronacharya. Urgently he is running. Suddenly he saw Arjuna chasing. He got inside the chariot quickly and he is running with simply his bow and arrow. Some arrows with bow. He has the capability of releasing the Brahmastra, which is a nuclear weapon. No technology, no. This is called Ugra Karma. Ugra Karma means you do activity with great difficulty, Herculean task. And how many people you employ, how many machines you employ, how many technicians, what kind of money is pumped in, how many meetings, how many human power, so much wasted. So much wasted. But it will all get destroyed a day. Time will destroy. Or there is maybe some war, there may be some misunderstanding. If nothing is there, naturally time is going to destroy. We may die out of corona or cancer or some heart disease, heart attack, or naturally somebody will die. Anyway, death is certain. So we should be intelligent enough to use our time very nicely in Krishna consciousness. So here we see that out of fear, what will fear not do? This guy touched water in sanctity and concentrated upon chanting the hymns for throwing nuclear weapons. Although he did not know how to withdraw such weapons, he learned from his father. He's not a very capable student. He's not. Arjuna can actually send the Brahmastra and retrieve the Brahmastra back. He is expert Dhanur art. The archery is expert. Archery is not like, okay, I have one bow and I have one arrow. I shoot at the target like gun. Like Prabhu was mentioning, a gun is there. I know how to press the button and I know how to focus on the target. Only two capabilities. But here, purity is required. See, he's touching the water. See that? He's touching the water. Otherwise, Brahmastra won't work. So somewhere they have to find water, touch it, and then purity of the person to chant the mantra. He cannot meat eater, gambler, illicit sex, intoxication. He'll be doing. And I have Brahmastra. Then you want nuclear weapon, you have to employ thousands of engineers. Nuclear plant, I am working in Baba atomic, whatever atomic research, you go there and thousands of people are working. 1,000 engineer, 1,000 technician, 1,000 management. And there are many branches. Research is going on. How many people? How many? ISRO. How many people? Because there is no purity. They just want it to be implemented by some other hook or crook, by manipulating the matter. So subtle is more powerful than the gross. We can see here. Grossly, they are trying. Prabhupada is mentioning, can you go to the purport? Prabhupada is mentioning in this purport that the subtle is more powerful than the gross. Vrajeshwara Prabhu, can you scroll the purport? Yeah. The subtle forms of material activities are finer than the gross methods of material manipulation. That's what I was telling. How many research labs are required for nuclear weapon production? Atomic bomb, atom bomb, to break the atom, to the nucleus of the atom. Such subtle forms that of material activities are affected through purification of sound. Sound is so powerful, baby. Sound is so much powerful. So Prabhupada has given us, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has given us something amazing. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So beautiful sound vibration. Simply, casually, simply chanting. No rules, no touching water. No rules, no regulation, nothing. Anytime, anywhere we can chant. Sound, power of sound you can see here. How much big is the nuclear projects in India? You just make a research, then you will know, oh my God, we are not here to make a research, that is different. We are not here to research already created by Krishna. We look in Bhagavatam, we know who created what and how much is created and what is created, when it is created, and the supreme authority is Krishna. That much all very clear vision we'll have. From simply the book, I will see, this is the window to the entire universe, world, creation. Beyond the creation, the Supreme Lord, associates, everything, a simple book. Go through this 12 cantos and you will know everything. Nothing to be known outside, nothing to be researched. So, research means already something is there. Searching itself is a lower term. That is, I go and search something means, it is missing. So you didn't identify also, you didn't find also. Searching itself is a pathetic thing. And in that researching, searching something which is already searched. So this is considered very great. Oh, I'm doing research. Oh, you're doing research. Means you're searching and searching. We didn't search, we found only. We already found Krishna is Supreme Personality of Godhead. That's it, we found it. I'm not the body, I'm spirit, soul, I'm eternal servant of that Krishna. That's all over. Everything is within this. So such subtle forms of material activities are affected through the purification of sound. So we have many sound vibration, we have mantras, we are chanting Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, then we are chanting all other beautiful. Hare Krishna mantra cannot be considered mantra, it can also be considered holy name, out of love and affection. We don't chant it so-called Vedic mantras, we are chanting to acquire some power. We are not doing in that way. We are doing out of love. But there are other mantras also we are chanting during the time of initiation or during the time of yajna. We chant some mantras. So the sound is very, very, very powerful. You see that a complete big project people, what they are doing, the subtle form of material activity is very powerful. Simply by sound variation, he has to chant a mantra. So here he is chanting a mantra, taking the astra. So any astra can be turned as Brahmastra by chanting a mantra. He was just sitting there and he saw Arjuna rushing. And out of fear, he fled, like Brahma fled out of fear of Shiva, like that. He fled heavily. So how he will create a Brahmastra and take the nuclear weapon, launch it, launch, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0, launch, not like that. He just ran in his chariot. And then he's having a astra, he's just touching water, taking one of the arrows and chanting a mantra, then that is Brahmastra. The same method is adopted here by chanting hymns to act as nuclear weapons. This is what Prabhupada is telling here. He's teaching us how simple is it. By sound vibration is very, very powerful. So Prabhupada has given the best astra to us. So we just chant Hare Krishna and we are safe. That's it. Very simple concept of chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Very, very simple. No rules, no regulations. Anytime, anywhere, anybody can chant and benefit. Nobody, no discrimination. Universal, common for all. So we should all take advantage of this great opportunity. It can eradicate all the effects of Kali. Very nicely, it can eradicate all the effects of Kali. And at the same time, it can the holy name can provoke, destroy all our anarthas, provoke the topmost benefit, which is the Krishna prema. To get the prema, love of Krishna. Everything is there. Such a treasure. So one should treasure this mantra to their heart, and then that's it. Vrajeshwara Prabhu.
Yeah, beautiful. So, any questions, suggestions, or realizations, please do share with us.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Krishna.
Prabhuji, श्लोक 19 में है,
हाँ,
गुरु द्रोणाचार्य का पुत्र था अश्वत्थामा, और गुरु द्रोणाचार्य ब्राह्मण थे, और इसमें दिया है कि गुरु द्रोणाचार्य का अश्वत्थामा पुत्र होते हुए भी ब्राह्मण नहीं था।
हाँ,
ऐसा कैसे हो सकता है?
वो ऐसा है कि या तो गुरु द्रोण ने अपने पुत्र को ब्राह्मण का पूरा शिक्षा ठीक तरीके से दिया नहीं है, जिस का भी कारण हो सकता है। द्रोण स्वयं जो है एक ब्राह्मण, हुआ भी उसके दिल में कुछ भौतिक इच्छाएं भरे रहते थे, इसलिए वो पुत्र को ब्राह्मण का जितने भी क्वालिफिकेशन बोलते हैं उसका योग्यता नहीं दे पाया। अब एक ने का योग्यता दे पाता।
आवाज कट के आ रही है, नहीं समझ में आ रहा है।
जब एक ब्राह्मण पिताश्री, अभी कैसा आवाज?
ठीक।
जब एक ब्राह्मण पिताश्री अपने पुत्र को ब्राह्मण होने का योग्यता नहीं दे सकता है, तो कम से कम अपने पुत्र को योग्यता भरे एक ब्राह्मण के पास भेजना तो चाहिए था। तो गुरु द्रोण ने दोनों नहीं किया, जिसकी वजह से ये अश्वत्थामा ब्राह्मण नहीं बन पाया। ब्राह्मण का परिवार में जन्म होता हुआ भी गुरु द्रोण का पुत्र होने उपरांत भी वो उसका नहीं उठाया। वो दुर्योधन के साथ अपना संग को बनाए रखा, संगात संजायते कामा, और द्रोण जो है पूरा कपटदारी था, इसलिए ब्राह्मण का जो योग्यता कपटदारी का योग्यता से बिल्कुल भिन्न है। और अश्वत्थामा का संग जो है दुर्योधन के साथ था, और अश्वत्थामा भौतिक इच्छाएं बहुत ज्यादा था, इसलिए वो ब्राह्मण नहीं बन पाया। संगत संजायते कामा, उसका संग ठीक नहीं था। अगर
Something wrong with your sound. हाँ प्रभु जी, प्रभु ब्रजेश्वर प्रभु ने बोला उन्होंने दुर्योधन के साथ संग लिया है ना। संग की वजह से दुर्योधन तो अच्छा आदमी नहीं है, वो अच्छा ब्राह्मण के क्षत्रिय के तरह नहीं है, वो बहुत खतरनाक है। उसके साथ मिलन जुलन होने की वजह से उसको बुद्धि ऐसे की। Vrajeshwara Prabhu, are you speaking? We don't hear anything.
No, I was hearing you were repeating very nicely. संगत संजायते कामा, वो ब्राह्मण का संग लिए बगैर और दुर्योधन का संग लिया, और दुर्योधन जो है कपटधारी था, जो ब्राह्मण का योग्यता नहीं है। और गुरु द्रोण ने भी अपनी पुत्र को ब्राह्मण का सारा योग्यता नहीं दे पाया, क्योंकि उसका एक ही पुत्र था और वो गरीब था, इसलिए वो भी अपनी जो क्या बोलते हैं, अपनी जो व्यक्तिगत जो भी उसका कार्य करना चाहिए एक पुत्र की, और उसने नहीं किया, जिसकी वजह से ये द्रोण पुत्र जो है ब्राह्मण नहीं बन पाया। वो क्षत्रिय भी नहीं बन पाया, क्योंकि ये जो दुर्योधन है वो क्षत्रिय का परिवार में जन्म तो लिया, लेकिन उसका जो व्यवहार है वो क्षत्रिय की तरह नहीं था। उसकी व्यवहार पूरा कपटदारी था, वो बहुत बड़ा जलन था उसका कृष्ण भगवान और उसके भक्तों से। इस तरह का होने की वजह से वो अच्छा क्षत्रिय भी नहीं बन पाया, और उसके साथ संग लेकर के ये ना तो ब्राह्मण बन पाए ना ही क्षत्रिय बन पाए।
धन्यवाद प्रभु।
Thank you very much. Any other questions and or realizations or suggestions? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Thank you very much for the association. So we'll join back again tomorrow sharp at 5 o'clock by chanting the holy name of the Lord congregationally, and followed by wonderful Srimad Bhagavatam. Grandhara Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Patita Pavan Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai.
Patita Pavan Srila Guru Maharaj ki jai.
Jai.
वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां
वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः।
जय श्री भगवत सत्संग की जय।